Now back to you in Mumbai.
Okay, that's all the US market action and the global updates as well. But let's see how these overnight cues impact our own markets. We have our research team joining in to tell you just that. The trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. First up, Vivek, let me come across to you. What is the market setup looking like today?
Well, good morning. It's clearly a divergence that we're seeing between the Indian markets as well as the kind of handover that we are seeing from global markets. So when you talk about US markets, as you mentioned, very soft cues that we are getting in, the Dow Jones slipping quite significantly, almost over 1% is what we actually saw the fall as far as the Dow Jones is concerned. Now coming to the European markets, very muted close, slight positive as far as the DAX was concerned, and that is something that markets will take a little bit of positive cue from. However, crude oil prices, after the brief respite you saw in yesterday's trading session, overnight the close was quite higher, 1.7% higher as far as Brent was concerned. WTI futures up almost 0.5% in yesterday's trading session. Now, as you mentioned, Asian markets, not really giving too much of a direction, but overall, if you're talking about Hang Seng, it's a mixed overtone is how we are looking at. SGX Nifty is indicating a mild positive start. Yesterday, there was some significant activity, especially amongst the heavyweights as far as the Indian markets are concerned. A last hour surge is what took the index higher. Today, some key results is what we'd be looking out for. Indices Bank, Persistent Systems and OFSS would be the key stocks to keep an eye out for.
Okay, yes, that's right. Vivek, thank you so much for all those cues. Going across to Ekta now. She'll list out all the stocks that will be in focus today. Hey, Ekta, good morning.
Morning. I'll start with a lot of M&A which has taken place overnight. So, for example, ITC is going to be acquiring Yoga Bar with an initial investment of 175 crores. Eris Life is going to be acquiring 9 dermatology brands from Glenmark, which is worth around 340 odd crores in terms of a total transaction. Adani Transmission Q3 update, so they will be reacting to that. RVNL, lowest bidder for a Surat metro project as well as an Ahmedabad metro rail project. Spencer Retail, introduction of a new hypermarket chain. EID Parry, new distillery in the company's sugar unit in Andhra Pradesh has commenced operations. Dishmin, the board has approved NCDs worth around 100 crores. Lot of result reactions today from the broader markets. Delta Corp, Eris Life, Shalby, Tata Metallics, ICICI Pru, ICICI Lombard, to name a few. And results today, Indices Bank, Central Bank, CCL Products, Persistent Systems, as well as Rallis. So it's going to be a full day of a lot of stocks in focus.
It will be. Thank you, Ekta, for that list. And finally, Nigel is joining in with all the cues from the F&O space this morning. Hey, Nigel.
Well, a quick word first, Sonal, on the institutional flows. Yesterday, the FIs, they turned buyers after 17 straight sessions. And if you look at the institutional number, well, it was a buy number of close to around 300 crores odd. So flows were positive yesterday. Why did the markets go up then? On a poultry, 300 crores odd, well, there was clearly short covering that did play out. So on the Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank, there was open interest that was low, and both those indices ended higher. The FIs, well, they covered some shorts. They ended long positioning. Now the short positions have come down from around 64% to around 55%. On the option side, well, they're writing puts, and you like that. More than 40,000 put contracts were written yesterday. And on the buying side, well, they bought some mild puts, close to around 8,000 contracts odd. It was evident that the 18,000 put was seeing a good amount of addition. The 17,800 put was seeing writing out there. And the 18,000 call writers, well, they packed their bags and they ran for cover yesterday because there was 50 lakh of open interest shedding out there. What are the levels you're looking at? Well, you don't want the Nifty to slump back to around 17,750 odd. So you're counting on the 100 DMA, holding out in the near term. The Nifty should hold about that 20 DMA and then give it a bit of a chance to move towards that 200 DMA. But if that has to happen, the Nifty Bank needs to revisit its 20 DMA, which is around 300 points away from current reckoning. For starters, the SGX Nifty, well, it's suggesting a bit of a bump up. I'm sure at some point of time, the markets will go into the red. The Nifty, you'll see a bit of a downtick. So at that point of time, maybe risk reward, you'll have to see weigh yourself and watch out for the 20 DMA on the Nifty itself. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that, Nigel, Vivek and Ekta. It's time for a short break now. But as we get into